Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you Active Directory migration. In this demo, I am going to migrate my Active Directory domain services from Windows Server 2003 machine to Windows Server 2012 R2 machine. Let's have some idea about my demo environment. Currently my Active Directory domain services is running on Windows Server 2003 machine. The hostname of that machine is Win2K3DC01 and the operating system is Windows Server 2003. I have assigned the IP address to my domain controller is 192.168.1.254 and my domain name is victorinfosol.com. I am going to migrate Active Directory domain services from this server to new server, that is Windows Server 2012 R2, and the hostname for this server is Win2K12 R2DC001 and the operating system is Windows Server 2012 R2. I have assigned IP address to this machine Win 192.168.1.253 and the machine have 4 GB RAM, and I am going to migrate this server in Victor Infosol as a domain controller. So this is my current domain controller. You can verify the hostname is Win2K3 DC01 as I told you, and the system type is domain controller. If you go to server manager, you can verify I have installed Active Directory domain services and DNS services on this server, and my domain name is Victor Infosol. I am going to migrate this server to my new server, that is Windows Server 2012 R2 machine, and the host name is Win2K12 R201 and the IP address that I told you in slide. And currently this server in a workgroup. There was, you can verify this server is not a member of any domain, and you can verify the RAM 4 GB and the operating system Windows Server 2012 R2 standard. I have also one Windows 7 client machine to verify my domain controller and domain services. You can verify currently this machine is logged in domain Victor Infosol, and the login server is Win2K3DC01, that is my Windows Server 2003 based domain controller. So in the migration we had to perform many tasks. I have mentioned all the tasks in step by step, so we will follow the step by step migration step for Windows Server 2003 to 2012 R2. First we need to install Windows Server 2003 support tools on my old domain controller. So I am going to log in my domain controller. Here I am on my domain controller. I have mounted Windows Server 2003 installation media in my DVD drive. I am going to open that, and I am going to click on support tools, and I am going to run sup tools.msi. This is a simple installation like next finished. So I am going to install the support tool for Windows Server. Why I am installing this tool? Because without installing these tools I cannot perform actually some tasks that is related to Active Directory. Like if you type here to check the Active Directory FMSO role, you can not do so. I am going to type netdom query FSMO. It will give netdom. It will give you message netdom is not recognized as external or internal command. So I am going to install this. You can see installation is completed successfully. So now I'm going to do second step, that is check the FSMO role for the domain. Now I'm going to run the same command that is not previously recognized. I'm going to open command prompt from Windows Tools and command prompt. Now I'm going to type net dom it will show you the all 5 roles, that is holded by currently Win2k3 DC01, that is my Windows Server 2003 domain controller where I am working right now. So in the next step, check the replication status for Active Directory services. So I am going to check same by typing rep admin space so reps, hit enter. Actually I have only one domain controller in my infrastructure, so I am getting this result after running this command. If you have a multiple domain controller in Active Directory, so you will get the other result with the respective successful or unsuccessful commands or status. Now on next step, we are going to raise the domain function level to Windows Server 2003. I am going to open administrative tools, Active Directory users and computers, and I am going to verify my current domain function level, that is set to Windows Server 2000 native. So I am going to raise it Windows Server 2003, and it's some information message, and I click on yes. You can see functional level has been raised successfully. So you can verify once again. You have set to currently domain function level Windows Server 2003. We have done successfully, and on the next step we have to raise forest function level to Windows Server 2003. So I am going to do so. I am going to open administrative tools, Active Directory domain and trust, and now I am going to click on Active Directory domain and trust, rise forest function level. It is currently set on Windows Server 2000. So I am going to rise in Windows Server 2003. Click its warning message or information message, you can say, and functional level has been raised successfully. So once again verify it. It's saying current forest functional level is Windows Server 2000, perfectly fine. So on the next step, I am going to join my Windows Server 2012 machine to domain and restart it. So I'm on Windows Server 2012 machine and going to join this machine in domain. I'm typing my domain name, hit enter. Sometime it did not recognize administrator, and my password. Welcome to the vector physical domain. So looks good. I'm going to restart my server. So server restarted. I'm going to log in to this server now with the Active Directory administrator account, and I am going to type my domain name and my administrator account, that is administrator, and going to password for that. And now you can verify I am logged with the administrator account of the Victor Infosol that I am using on my Windows Server 2003 machine as well as. And now you can verify I have logged in with the administrator account, and the login domain is Victor Infosol, and my login server is win2k3dc01, and the my machine domain is Victor Infosol. So on next I am going to install Active Directory Domain Services role from the server manager. I am on server 2012 machine. Going to click on manage, add role and features, and I am going to click on next. Default settings, no need to change anything. Next, and you can verify the server name and the IP address. Click next. From the server role I am going to select Active Directory Domain Server. Yes, I want to add required feature that supports the Active Directory management, these things. So I am going to click on add features, click next, click next, next, and I am going to click on install button. It's saying starting installation. Now installation is started on the server name. Once the installation finished, we need to proceed for the next step, that promote the server to a domain controller, and we need to restart the server. So once the installation goes finished, we will perform these tasks. You can see installation succeed and configuration required. So I am going to do my next step, promote this server to a domain controller, and it's take me to a new wizard, and I'm going to select add a domain controller to existing domain. My domain is Victor Infosol, that is automatic. So click on next, and here we need to type the directory service restore mode password. So once this gets finished, it's highlight to put the password. So I am going to type my password and click next, and DNS option, no problem, click next, and replication from any domain controller. I have only one domain controller, so no problem, we can go with the any domain controller option actually. And this is the database folder, log volume and sysvolume folder, no need to change. Click next, and I'm going to click by default next, and these are the settings that are affected on my domain controller that I am going to create. So click on next. It's running the pre-required check for verify my server is eligible to install the domain controller and DNS role on it, otherwise it give you the error message. So just wait and hope everything goes fine. So you can see all pre-required check passed successfully, so it's highlighted the installation button. I'm going to click on install button, and now the installation process for the Active Directory domain services and the DNS both are running. You can see upgrading forest. So we need to wait for few minutes. It's depending on the database size of your Active Directory and the speed of the Active Directory server. So it's installing the group management group policy objects. So it will take few minutes replicating schema. Now system is going to restart in few seconds. The machine is restarting. So server is restarted. I'm going to log in my server. Putting my password. And now you can verify Active Directory and DNS is installed on this computer, and as it's a member of the actually it's a not a member of domain of Victor Infosol, it's a domain controller right now. If you go to click on change, it's saying the domain controller cannot move. So we have performed these tasks, and now promote the server and restart it. We have done this. So I am going on next task, that is transfer all FSMO role to new server on Windows Server 2012. As previously all the roles are handled by our old server, so I am going to migrate all the roles from that server to this server by step. So I am going on command prompt, and just to check my roles status, I'm going to type net dom query FSMO. So it's give you the idea which roles are running on the old server and which roles are running on current server. So actually we don't have any roles held by this server. You can verify all the 5 roles are held by my old server. So I am going to migrate this roles one by one. I am going to open my administrative tools and Active Directory users and computers. I am going to click right button on my domain name and click on operation masters, and here you can verify operation master role is win2k3dc1. I am going to change this, and it's confirming. Are you sure want to transfer operation master role? Yes, you can verify operation master role has been transferred successfully. So I am also going to change pdc role. Yes, you can verify roles transfer successfully, and for the infrastructure master as well as. So we did for the 3 roles. We can verify by run the same command. And you can verify 3 roles has been changed. Now I am going to change my domain naming master role. So I am going to click on Active Directory domain and trust, and I am going to click on my Active Directory domain and trust and operation master role. I am going to change this one from my old server to new server. Are you sure you want to transfer the role? Yes, I want to change my role, and you can verify now it's changed to my new server. So I can close, and for the verification we can run the same command. And last one is we need to change the schema master role. So I'm going to open my command prompt, one more command prompt as a admin account, and I'm going to type my command ras svr 32 mgmt.dll DLL register server is schema master success. So good to go, and you can verify we have only one master role on our old server, that is schema master. So I am going to change that as well. As after registering this file, I am going to open my mmc console and click on files, add or remove snap in. I'm going to select my Active Directory schema, click add, OK, and here you can see, click on Active Directory schema, right click and operation master. I'm going to this change. Before changing this, you can verify at the both location the current schema master and the FSMO hold by both are same. So I am going to connect my current server, that is by using the change the Active Directory domain controller. I am going to select my new domain controller and click OK. So now if I go to change my operation master, you can verify the new server name is highlighted below. I'm going to change. Are you sure want to change operation master? Yes, operation master role is changed successfully. So we can close these things, don't want to save, and rerun the command once again. And now you can verify we have transferred the all 5 roles successfully from old server to new server. And on the next step, we have to verify the Active Directory object replication on my new server. So just as you know, in my Active Directory I have created some object, like I have created one OU India and the few servers and the servers and the workstation as well as. So I am going to verify manually them. So we can verify India OU and the servers, users, everything seems good. Also I am going to verify this by running one command. You can use rap admin. So raps, so you can see everything's got successfully, was successful. So I think the replication happens pretty good. So I am going to on my to next task, that is remove the Windows Server 2003 machine from a global catalog server. So I am going to do so. I'm opening my Active Directory site and services. Also we can verify from here. If I go on domain controller role, you can verify that my old server is also global catalog server. If I go here and choose properties and just here and remove these things, so it will take the same effect. We change the same from here also, Active Directory domain and services. I'm going on my old server, DNS setting, properties, and uncheck this. So both are the same thing actually. So now I can verify here also. It's changed from the global catalog server to DC domain controller. So we have done this previously, and also we have verified the replication completed successfully. So now I am going to change my DNS setting for the both servers. On my old server I'm going to open my network configurations and properties, and I'm going to change this to 127.0.0.1. that is a loopback address. It means it's served for the itself first, so no need to do anything. And I'm going to close these things. I hope anything is open here. So, and I am also going to change my DNS setting in my old server. I'm reviewing this because I am going to make my second server as a DC only, so seems good, and click OK. And our next task is run the dcpromo on the Windows Server 2003 domain controller to demote the server. I think this is the final step that we need to perform in upgrade of the server. So I'm going to click command and typing the command dcpromo.exe. So I am going to click on next, and this is, we don't need to check this because it's not last domain controller in our domain. Click next, and we need to set a local administrator password because once the machine is demoted from the domain controller, it needs a local administrator account to re-login. So I am going to click on next, and the final step, remove active directory from this server. Click on next. You can see it's reading domain policy from the local machine, and it will take few minutes to uninstall the active directory from this server. And once the uninstallation gets done, we can see actually under the active directory users and computers, this domain controller is automatically removed from here. Also, one thing we can check under the domain and trust, active directory domain and trust, the server automatically deletes. So not here, site and services, we need to go and active directory site and services. The old domain controller is automatically removed from active directory site and services as well as. So wait for the installation get finished on the um, Windows Server 2003 domain controller. It will take few minutes. You can see completing demotion for active directory services. Here you can see active directory was removed from this computer, so click on finish. machine need to restart after Active Directory on installation, so I am going to restart this machine. So the server is restarted and it's loading the windows. I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter Del, and now you can verify this machine is no longer joined in the domain. So I am going to log in with the local administrator account and the password of the local administrator. And now you can verify this server is no more rolling as Active Directory domain controller. So you can verify from here also. The system type is now server, it's not a domain controller. Also in a server manager you can verify Active Directory role has been removed from here. And if you go to new server and tools, Active Directory user sense computer, also you go to site and services tool thing. Here we can see we have only one domain controller right now in our infrastructure, that is Win2K12 R2 DC01. So the old server Windows Server 2003 has been removed from the domain controller role, and also we can verify from here the old server is no longer available in the site and services. And if I go and restart my client computer that is all previously logged in with the Win2K3 DC01, and if I restart my server, restart my client and then log into domain, you can see it's working perfectly with the new Active Directory server. I'm going to restart my Windows 7 client machine to verify it's logged in successfully with the new Active Directory server, and the Windows 7 client is restarting. So now I'm going to log in my server, log into my client machine with the Active Directory user, and hello friends, now you can verify the login domain and login server has been changed from the old server to our new server. So everything seems good and perfectly. We have migrated the Active Directory domain services from Windows Server 2003 to 2012. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos. Thanks once again.